the green octagon, where the nicknames are made up and the long shots might just pay up. This is Chronic Combat Conversation!
You know TB's on the mic, flipping names on sight. Renames every fighter, whether wrong or right. Brew with the glasses, rolling up the stash, breaking down the fights while they chase that cash. Parlays, props, dogs, long shots too. Digging in the couch, finding change for the crew. Early week breakdown, Saturday they hit. If you're betting with the boys, then you know this is it. Chronic Combat Conversations. Yeah. Light it up, place your bets, no hesitation. Chronic Combat Conversations. That's right. Green like the herb in the cash in rotation. Oh! Names get twisted, odds get lifted. Smoke clouds drifting while the picks keep shifting. TV spitting fire, brewers getting higher. Couch change acquired, long shots inspire. Ooh, yeah.
Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event. With your host, TB Scouting MMA, and
the Guru, back again from the world-famous Madison Square Garden. We've got UFC 322. You've got Jack Della Maddalena defending his welterweight belt against former lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. And you've got Valentina Shevchenko defending her flyweight championship against former strawweight champion Zhang Weili. Should be an absolutely incredible card. I know we say that about all the cards. I mean, seriously, this one is pay-per-view of the year. So to break down this fantastic card, you know we had to get a fantastic guest. You might recognize him from cashing out at the World Series of Poker. You might recognize him cruising down the street in his Lambo, hitting a parlay. Guys, 90-1 last week or 2 weeks ago. Who the fuck, 2 weeks ago, who does that for free? 90-1. Unbelievable, this guy. NarcoCop from the Lambo Plays podcast. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. How are you doing?
TB and Guru, what's up, my guys? I'm doing great, man. Doing great. A little bit late. I apologize to everybody. It's my fault. It's not their fault. You know, I had to life was,
because you know we're always on time. We are never late, ever.
Yeah, you guys are never ever late. It's always your guest's fault. So we'll put that out there. But yeah, great card to be here. Man, it's just amazing fights throughout the card, man. Just a great card.
Listen, we're really honored to have you here. You're the only show that can keep up with our theme song as well. Like we're like neck and neck. We're right there. I'm telling you. So
shout out Bufo on the beat,
killing
absolutely electric vibes. Really appreciate everyone joining us tonight. Listen, like we said, we're never late. It's always every Thursday. It's always right at 8 on the dot. Don't look at your clocks. It's all good. You're in the danger zone. But listen, Kurz, the Guru, yes, he's back again, and so are you. Thanks so much for coming out. Daz, it is the card of the year. Dixon, I know you're showing up for the theme song, and you know it's Narco and Lambo time, so hell yeah. Let's go. It is time to party, and what the people all came here for, without further ado, let's get right into it. We've got Samurai Jack Della Maddalena plus 230 versus Islam Makhachev minus 285. This is going to be just an absolutely awesome matchup. Jack, never say never. This guy is always willing to fight tooth and nail. Even Contender Series, sometimes early in his UFC career, he might have been put in a few bad positions here and there. This guy just doesn't quit. He's willing to come back. He fights hard. He's got amazing combinations. He's a great boxer. He's added kicking and grappling to his arsenal. The whole Craig Jones situation, I'm very interested to see all this talk about negating the Dagestani grappling. Well, here we are, right? And you've got Islam on the other side coming up, making his 170 debut for the title. And there's a reason, right? Like, he wouldn't just be coming up here like if Belal still held the belt, or if someone that, you know, Khabib thought this was going to be too tough of a matchup. Like, Islam thinks he's got something here, right? Making the move up, not cutting down to 155 anymore. And he's minus 285. So I'm interested. I mean, listen, I got to go with the chain wrestling. Like, Belal, I don't think he really ever did enough of that. And Jack, he lets Belal in there for like way too often for my liking in the fight. And I think if Islam is getting into these positions, and I think Islam is also a way better defensive striker at this stage. He manages the distance well. He uses the kicks. He kicks to all three levels. I'm really impressed with the improvements he's made since his knockout way back in the day to Martins. But, whew, man, I mean, Jack, he's going to make it tough on you. So I know he's going to put up a good fight. Guru, what do you got going on? Because I think that you had a really good idea I want you to go off on.
Yeah, I mean, I really love this fight. I think it's extremely exciting. And I really do understand the Jack Della Maddalena love. He looked fantastic versus Belal Muhammad, landed 178 strikes. I mean, that's just absolutely elite output. But here's the thing. Belal Muhammad, to me, I don't know whether it was ego or he came in injured, but that's just not the Belal Muhammad we're used to seeing. Hey, maybe listen, it's age catching up to him too. And I don't want to take too much away from Jack Della Maddalena's game plan, but shooting 8 takedowns, Belal, you know, shooting 7 takedowns. I mean, he landed 8 takedowns versus Leon Edwards the fight before. It's just not the fight that I was expecting. And I don't think it was the fight a lot of people were expecting in that regard. In this fight, however, I just see, other than some sort of freak knockout by Jack Della, I think Islam just puts a pace on him and works him. I'm very interested to see some of the size dynamic. Jack does look a little bit bigger, honestly. So I'm really curious to see how it all plays out. But I just know that the Dagestani wrestling is just the ultimate weapon. He's going to get on top of this guy, and he's going to push Jack in a way that he hasn't been pushed before. Because I don't want to go too far back, but maybe just because I'm salty about it. But we had Gilbert Burns in that fight, man. Break away, Gilbert. You're 30 seconds from winning the fight. Just circle out. Instead, he runs straight into a knee and gets knocked out in a fight that he's about to win. So, yeah, I'm going with Islam Makhachev. I need to pull up the line for the prop. I'm going to pull it up right now. I'm going Islam Makhachev round 4-5 decision. I do think that this fight plays out a little bit. I think it takes some time. I think Jack's extremely well prepared. Right, it takes Islam Makhachev until round 5 to go with Dustin Poirier. I think he shows the same kind of level of respect here. So Islam Makhachev 4-5 decision plus 130. Not much of a Lambo play, so to speak, but we'll take the plus money. NarcoCop, first one of the night, big title fight. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I kind of went back and forth on this fight. I think here's the thing. A little bit of unknowns, right? Like Islam at 170. The thing is, we know he's big for 155, right? He kills himself to make weight. Everybody says that. But you also have to take into account that when he's walking into that cage at 155, he's a lot bigger than a lot of his opponents, right? So he's going to, he's using the physicality, the strength, the fact that, he's cutting so much weight. And the one thing with MMA that we know is fighters cut an insane amount of weight so they can have advantages in that weight class, right? Like that just happens a lot in MMA. They do that because they know that if they cut a certain amount of weight, they're going to be so much more bigger than their opponent in the cage. And I think with Islam, that was a weapon for him at 55. I do think that he was bigger and stronger than a lot of these guys. Now, he did say that he's like 60 or 70% on fight day at 155. I listened to an interview. We don't know how true or false that is. It could be true. It could be he's killing himself. He's not 100% in fights, whatever, right? So he could come out here at 170 and look amazing and look really strong and 100%. Like he said, he wasn't 100%. My question is, like, how does he handle Jack Della later in the fight? I was kind of surprised Guru saying 4-5 decision because I kind of lean the other way, man. I think if this prolongs, I think Jack is probably having a little bit more success getting up and stuffing takedowns. And the one thing you have to remember with Jack is he loves digging the body, man. He hits hard to the body. And I think the more there's stand up, the more there's body shots, the more Islam is probably failing at takedowns later, you know? Now, I think that Gilbert Burns fight is pretty bearish for Maddalena, honestly, because I think that's, you know, a lot of people saying he's working with Craig Jones. You know, he did well against Bilal. But, like, how much are you going to learn defensive wrestling in a year and a half? Like, it's literally a year and a half since he fought Gilbert Burns, and he was taken down, I don't know, 6 times, 5 times. I don't remember. And that's not the best version of Gilbert Burns, guys. That really isn't. So that's my question. It's like, early on, I think Makhachev's going to get takedowns. There's like little doubt in my mind he's going to get takedowns. How well is Jack Della going to scramble up? How well is Jack Della not let his shoulders hit the fucking mat and get flat? Because if he gets flat, it's not going to be good with Islam on top, because this guy's very heavy on top. He's the best grappler Jack Della has faced. And then I listened to an interview from Bilal. He literally said in the interview, he's like, you know what? I went in there against Jack Della to prove a point that I could strike with the best of them, which, you know, he knows now. He even said himself, he goes, you know what? It probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I would much rather have Islam because minus 270, I think this line goes up. But if the fight prolongs, you know, I do think Jack Della's live later, man. I really do, because he's got really good cardio. He scrambles really well. You know, he's pretty physical himself. Maybe that wears on Islam later. Like, the one fight that I can't get out of my mind, like, about Jack Della is the Burns fight, right? He looked bad. I think he didn't look good, right? But also the one fight I can't get out of my mind with Islam is Volkanovski, the first fight, where Volk is moving up, man. Imagine Volk at 170, right? Like, he's not going to do well at 170, right? So it's like, he was doing really well against Islam at 55, defensively wrestling, scrambling, you know. So that's the other fight that I'm like, damn, man, like, Islam didn't look great in that fight, you know. He did not look great in that fight. So, yeah, I mean, I can't really take a side here, but you have to take Islam here, because I do think he's going to land takedowns, and I do think he's most dangerous early. He's got a nasty squeeze. You know, we saw Jack Della against Emiv get put in that Darce. He didn't look good. You don't want to get Darce by Islam, because his squeeze is insane. And
did you see that grip test video?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, the strongest grip test. And the other one is the Dana White's Contender Series, where he was arm triangled in round 1 against what the hell is that guy's name? That wasn't a great look. You know, you put yourself in an arm triangle against Islam, you're either gonna tap or you're gonna go to sleep. So, yeah, I mean, there was a couple of spots, you know, Basel Hafez fight, but yeah, at the end of the day, I gotta lean Islam here, man. Like, no one's really defended his takedowns. And is Jack Della going to defend them? I don't know. He couldn't defend him against Burns. I still have questions about Jack, you know, defensively wrestling. I don't think, you know, that guy Craig Jones fixed everything in a year and a half. I really doubt it. So, yeah, I have to go Islam here. But Jack Della's live late, in my opinion, if it prolongs.
Yeah, I like the analysis too. And, yeah, Islam sub, totally live. I'm having a tough time settling between the two boys' props, but I think the sub has me most interested, from like talking to grandma, digging into couch cushions, sprinkle out a little something. And yeah, Islam, I probably got to have him in like a light little small parlay, right? So
he's definitely making the bookies parlay, make the bookies pay parlay this week for sure.
Oh yeah. So, all right. Well, here's what I was gonna. I know Narco's, he was so kind to join us tonight. He's getting in some food. I was going to say, I'm very interested in passing this one off first. I want to have Valentina, the Bullet Shevchenko, a minus 135 versus Magnum, Zhang Weili. We've got the gun versus the bullet. It's like the chicken and the egg. who came first, right? What do you need more, the gun or the bullet here? So this is an awesome matchup. I'm super excited. Another champion relinquishing their belt at the lighter weight class to move up. But this time, that contender is the underdog. So, Narco, what do you got here in this fight? I'm very interested to know your take.
Dude, man, I'm going to say something before I even start on this. Pay-per-view UFC, huge cards, lines are very sharp, man. I'm just telling people this in general. Like, if you're not getting in very early, these lines just seem to be very sharp. Like, this is almost at a pick 'em. Like, obviously, Weili's a little bit of a dog right now. But, like,
It's fair.
there's so much to take in here. It's like Weili's moving up to 125. She's normally very physical at 115, right? She's bullying girls. She's stronger, blah, blah, blah. But now she's going up to 25 against one of the best fighters of all time for WMMA, right? A girl that's physical herself in Shevchenko. I have a couple of things here. I think Shevchenko, honestly, is kind of on a decline, in my opinion. Just from watching her fight, I think she's a little bit slower. I don't think she's as explosive as she once was. But even with all that being said, she still just went out and beat a very physical and strong and huge 25er in Manon Farrow, right? So even with what I'm saying is I do think she's kind of like on the decline. She still went out and did what she had to do against Farrow and win the fight, right? And even hurt Farrow in round 1, right? So the thing is, it's like Weili has looked really good lately, but not big physical girls, right? Like the only thing I can say here is like, it's very hard for me to gauge what Weili's going to look like at 25. I just don't know. I don't know. What I can tell you is both of these girls have not looked great off her back. When they get flattened out on their back, I don't think both girls are good. The one girl that I favor as far as going to have quickness, obviously, scrambling ability, I give that to Weili. I think she has that here. But when they get in the clinch and they're clinched up, I think Valentina, honestly, is going to be more physical. She's going to be stronger in the clinch. She's faced the bigger girls, the stronger girls, Talia Santos of the world, you know, Manon Farrow of the world. Manon Farrow is a freaking freak, man. She's huge. So if they're clinching and they're 50-50, who do you favor, like, is going to be stronger? I have to go with Valentina. She's the girl that fought at 35. She fought Amanda Nunes to a split. What does Weili do against Amanda Nunes at 35? You know, like, is she going to be able to compete in the physicality? No freaking chance. So that's where I'm like, I really don't know because of the weight, you know, she's moving up. That's kind of the theme with both of these title fights. So
that second Amanda Nunes fight is now nearly 9 years ago. That's so crazy.
No, it's a long time. But like Valentina's old. She's 37. But is Weili young? She's 36. She's 1 year younger than Valentina. She's not young. So
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, both these girls are old, man. She's 36 years old, Weili. She is not a spring chicken. So one is 37, one is 36, right? Honestly, I do think that Weili looks a little bit better as far as like movement, speed. She's kind of still looks, maybe I would say in her prime, let's say, as opposed to Valentina. But like Valentina, even not in her prime, is getting shit done. You know, she's winning. So it's hard for me here, honestly. It's very hard. I lean Shevchenko, but I can't lay the juice just because I do think she's declining. If it was prime Valentina against like prime Weili, I'm taking Valentina all day. Because I think she's more physical. She's going to be stronger. The striking is going to be very close. You know, I even lean maybe power size to Valentina. So yeah, I mean, it's a tough fight to gauge. Like I lean Valentina, but my favorite bet here, honestly, is what I have. Like one of my few bets on this card is fight goes to decision. I played at minus 213. It's ballooned up, I think, to minus. You can get 220 on FanDuel. I think that's super short. I think this fight, GTD, should be 75% or minus 300. Just because When you get two elite athletes, two high-level athletes fighting, especially WMMA, fights go to distance so often, man. So that's how I lean here. I think fight goes at a very, very high clip in this fight.
I think
But
I actually. Oh,
I have to take a side. It's Valentina.
wow.
Guru.
Yeah, I think I had actually said the same thing to TB earlier in the week about this fight going to the distance at a really, really high clip. So not a Lambo to play the chalk there, but we do just like to cash tickets. So I do agree with Narco there. I absolutely do think that this fight goes the distance as well. I know TB's been kind of feeling the Weili side in terms of a money line shot. I'm not sure that I can get there, TB.
Why you got to give my analysis before you give your own?
Well, I just don't think I can get there.
Well, why did you say what my pick was before you even told your pick? I didn't get to go yet.
Well, so why don't you go then?
No, you go first. I want to know what you think.
I just think that Valentina is going to be the more physical fighter, and I know that you don't care that it's, you're like, oh, it's forever ago. The Rose fight lives in my mind. She's getting out grappled, brother, and I don't really like it. Rose is a fucking weenie, and that was never really her game. Like maybe in the beginning. So yeah, I'm just not a super fan. Beating Tatiana Suarez was honestly impressive in the fact that, I had Tatiana Suarez, but it also wasn't impressive in hindsight in I don't know, just how bad Tatiana's kind of looked post all her surgeries and stuff. And yeah, Yan Xiaonan, sure, she probably should have finished that fight, but Yan Xiaonan's not great. And Amanda Lemos is, what would Shevchenko do to Amanda Lemos? Finish her inside of 2 rounds, I would think. So just like Weili, I guess, would have as well. So I do like Shevchenko here, and I do like I do like the fight to go the distance more than I like Shevchenko. That is for sure. I just don't think I'm just going to enjoy this fight as a fan. I don't think I'm going to have money on it unless it's parlays with the fight goes the distance. You know what, TB? I think the fight goes the distance is going to be the first ever leg to make the bookies pay parlay. We've never done a prop on the make the bookies pay parlay. So I think that's the first time we're going to put one in there.
Nice. All right. It just might be, but yeah, I'm going to stick on the Zhang side here. I'll bring up the fact that, yeah, you want to bring up the Rose fight. Ever since then, she's been training with the Hickman bros, high level wrestling. You see it play out against the super. I know Suarez is not the same fighter, but the technique and what she does in the wrestling, it's why she completely out physicals, but also out techniques Carla Esparza. And then also, I don't like the way that Valentina looked against Grasso until their third fight. Even in the first fight, things are a little close here and there. She doesn't really like the power on the feet, and she's like, all right, fuck it, I'm just going to grapple her, right? And that's really what ends up being her safety zone. I don't think you can kind of just grapple Weili anymore, given the improvements that she's made in the wrestling with her camp change and a dedicated focus on her wrestling and grappling. And she's going to be she had to cut a lot of weight to make 115. She's going to be a fucking on all the nitro going into this fight. Whatever type of stuff she could get into her veins at Bangtao, it's in there. It's Magnum Zhang Weili. She's going to come out like you've never seen before. And I think she's still in her prime. Shevchenko, I don't think
Definitely
Zhang would have close fights with Grasso. I'll put it that way. She would wrestle the shit out of her, wipe her ass on the mat the entire fight. And she wouldn't do a stupid spin that gives up her back. Things I would worry about, head kick, couple places where Weili maybe gets a little aggressive on the front foot, doesn't take care getting into entries. But I like the fact that she uses trips for takedowns with the body locks instead of selling out for singles and doubles. It's not going to waste as much energy. It's efficient, and Shevchenko has a tendency to give up the back. I think Zhang is going to get it done here. Listen, this isn't a smash spot, but I got to have a little dog action. I'm just waiting to see if I can get an even better price. I already cashed out of 110 for no cost because here we are at 114. So I'm just going to keep waiting. There's no rush, right? All right, beautiful. Oh, he's going to hate me for this one until I drop the knowledge. So we've got Sean Tom Brady. Go look it up. What's his middle name? Go look it up.
Is it Tom?
It's Thomas. So fuck you. And then we've got Spider-Man, Michael Morales, plus 114. I was waiting to drop the bomb on you because I knew you were going to do that. You son of a bitch. All right, minus 135 on the Brady side. Tom Brady, how many more Super Bowls for him in this matchup versus Spider-Man, plus 114? I'm going Spider-Man here. Plus 114 for the guy that I think is just a way better athlete. Like, just if you're looking at raw jet fuel, I mean, this guy's got it all, right? Brady, he's strong, he's thick, he's a great grappler, but you got to get it there, right? And against Leon Edwards, oh yeah, you can definitely get it there. Against old wash Gilbert Burns, when you're the clearly bigger guy, oh yeah, you can definitely get it there, right? Against Kelvin Gastelum, TB Gastelum, right? Of course he's going to get it there. But against Spider-Man, Mr. Morales, I mean, look at this guy. He's got a great wrestling background. I know you can poke holes and it's Ecuadorian and all that, but he's got some judo too. So it's not like you're just going to hip toss the guy and get to an easy back take or something. Also, I've got the faith that he's going to work back to his feet aggressively. And, you know, even if he does give up a back take, I trust him to know what to do in those positions if there is one round that just doesn't go his way. But every moment this fight's on the feet, jab, jab, kick, jab, move, big cage, bust up Brady's nose just like Beneil did, and eventually probably get him out of there. I like Morales money line as the dog, and I like his knockout prop too if we're going to get there. So, yeah, I get it. Brady has some upside in the grappling. He's probably the more credentialed jiu-jitsu guy, but every fight starts at distance in the big cage here, and I don't trust Brady to do the right thing on the feet to get it there. So, Spider-Man it is. Guru, are you going to pick Tom Brady?
You know, I'm caught in the web. I'm on the Spider-Man here.
Let's go.
I just think that the size, reach, and athleticism and speed will be a serious problem for Brady. And Brady's my guy. We met Brady. It was at the UFC event in June. That was really awesome. Definitely would have loved to pick him here. He's made us some money. I picked him against Leon Edwards. I picked him against Gilbert Burns. I've definitely picked. I think we actually fucked up and took Kelvin Gastelum in that fight, which is really funny. I don't remember though, but I definitely had Beneil by decision in that fight, and he got the knockout. And I remember being pissed off. I was in Mexico. Anyway, yeah, I do like Michael Morales here. TB, you like the KO, huh? Yeah, he's not going to sub him. That's a fair point.
Yeah, he's not going to sub him.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. But what do you just think about the under in general in that regard? Because it does protect us in case he pulls a stunt.
Listen, you're talking plus money, and it could cover both sides.
I'm talking plus money.
I'm listening.
And it can cover both sides.
My ears are open. But what we really need, right? We're going to need to know what Mr. Narco's thinking. So I'd love to pass off the mic and let's see what Mr. Narco's cooking up here.
We love that.
Yeah, it's such a good fight. I mean, great welterweight. Probably, I would say maybe title eliminator fight. Like one of these guys might get the title shot if they
it's
look
a Guru
great.
special. Yeah,
They might. I think if one of them looks great, like one-sided, I'm almost certain they're probably going to get a title shot. Honestly, Shafkat is on the fence here. He's injured, so he's not going to get it. But I mean, Michael Morales is a physical specimen, man. Like this guy is weighing like over 210 pounds outside of the cage, like and still in shape. Like when you look at him at 210, like he's still in shape. It's not like he's fat 210. He cuts a ton of weight to get to 170, man. He's very, very big for the weight class, and he's physical and he's strong and he's long. I mean, 79-inch reach. Long ass arms, man, for a 6 foot dude, you know. Explosive striking, you know, good defensive wrestling for the most part. And you know, he's just a well-rounded fighter, you know, cardio's there. And obviously this is a typical striker versus grappler matchup, you know, and who's gonna put their will forward and who's gonna, you know, implement their game plan and do it the right way. And the thing that for me is like Michael Morales, you know, has looked incredible. Still 26, so he's improving. But like, there's a couple of fights that come to mind that, you know, if you look a little bit closer, like Valentina was able to take him down. Trevin Giles was able to take him down. And, you know, the Trevin Giles fight, not only was he able to take him down, he had an arm triangle on him. But Trevin Giles, the idiot, was going to the wrong side with the arm triangle. I don't know what he was doing, and then he got reversed. But then you watch the Adam Fugit fight, and Adam Fugit gets a body lock in round 1, takes him down, and Morales is flat on his back for 2 minutes against Adam Fugit. Round 2, Adam Fugit gets an inside trip takedown against him, you know, so he gets him down a couple of times. He gets back up. So I do think, you know, he works back up pretty well. But the one thing that's been consistent with Michael Morales from my tape study is he gets pushed back a lot to the fence, man. Neil Magny held him there for a while. Trevin Giles held him there for a while. Like, you can push this guy back to the fence, and you don't want to be pushed back to the fence against Sean Brady, because he's going to work so many different ways to take you down, right? And I think the biggest difference between what Morales has seen and what he's going to see in this fight is the actual top control in jiu-jitsu. When Fugit is taking you down and flattening you out, yeah, you're probably going to get up against that guy, even though it took you 2 minutes, right? When a guy like, you know, Giles is doing what he did, like, oh, for instance, if Brady ends up in that same position with the arm triangle, you're probably going to go to sleep or get tapped, bro. Like, it just is what it is. He's not going to make that mistakes. This guy is a high level grappler, man. High level. And the one thing with Michael Morales is, does anybody know how good he is at submission defense? Does anybody even know what happens when he gets his back taken and a body triangle is in on him? Nobody knows. Literally no one knows. I think he's a purple belt. Maybe he's a brown. I'm not sure. But, like, he's not like some high-level grappler. So nobody really knows what his sub-defense is like. Absolutely no one. Because I went back to, like, any fight I could find, and I just couldn't. You know, the only submission attempt that was there was Trevin Giles with the arm triangle, and he got reversed. So, yes, the one thing that concerns me with Sean Brady is he tends to be a little bit flaky. I don't know what it is. It's just like, you could possibly show him the door. You know, maybe if you just put the pressure on, hit him, bust up his nose, whatever, right? But to me, the level of difference in the stand-up compared to the ground game is huge for me, man. Brady has a huge edge. I'm almost certain he's going to have a monster edge on the ground if this gets on the ground, right? On the feet, of course, Morales is way better. But I don't think Brady is like completely lost on the feet. I think he's improved his striking quite a bit, in my opinion. You know, if you watch the Belal fight, like, yeah, but he won round 1 striking with Belal. Like, he won the round. So the thing here is, like, I think there's a massive gap on the ground. One more note, Michael Morales loves jumping knees, flying knees, and he loves the Superman punch. Those kind of strikes are put you out of position to get taken down against a guy like Sean Brady. You're doing a Superman punch and he ducks under, you're probably going down. You're doing a flying knee and you don't land it, you're probably going to end up on your back. And Michael Morales does that in every single fight that I've watched. There's not one fight that I watch that he doesn't do those moves. So, you know, maybe he doesn't here. Maybe he's a little bit wiser. Maybe he's a little bit smarter. But I can't bank on it because I see it in all tape, every single fight. So I kind of lean Brady here. I like Brady here. I think he's going to implement the grappling, and I think sub is very live, man. Just because the unknown from Michael Morales, nobody knows. If anybody says they know that his sub defense is really good, they're lying because we don't have no data on it. There's no fights that you could say his sub defense is good, and he's facing one of the best submission grapplers in MMA, in Sean Brady. So, yeah, I like Brady here, honestly. I get where you guys are going. You know, if he keeps it standing, I totally agree with you guys. He's going to bust up Brady. He's going to bust him up. From watching other guys try to grapple him, they've had success. I don't see why Brady won't have success. it'll be surprising. Yeah, maybe he nukes him early and he won't have success. But if Veretennikov, Giles, these guys are taking you down, why can't Sean Brady take you down? He's way better than those guys in the grappling, in my opinion. Now, Morales could have improved, sure. But is he going to improve to the level that, Brady is at? I don't think so.
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely think it's dangerous. Sean Brady is certainly more proven in that regard. And he's got a very clear path to victory.
That's respectable. It's respectable. I'm gonna sit on it still, but no, I totally see, and that's where the under could totally cover a few things, right? Gets a few
100%.
different angles on it.
That's got my attention.
All right. Now we're on to you got to fight, Rocky. Leon Edwards plus 140 versus, oh my God, it could be his nightmare. The nightmare, Carlos Prates. Minus 166 on Prates' side, plus 140 on Edwards. Yeah, I think we're about to see Leon probably facing one of his worst nightmares here. I can't see him consistently wrestling at this stage, and Prates is huge. He's a solidly big dude with a big reach advantage. I know they're about the same height, but Prates is going to use those teeps, straight punches. I know he's a bit low volume at times and could be like searching for the right strike, but I kind of value that here because Leon is a lot of the same. And you're going to want to be careful. You don't want to just step into like a head kick, but I feel like Prates, he's a good defensive striker. His issues, if you could put together a consistent wrestling game plan with high level grappling as well to avoid the scrambles. And now that he's had a taste of 5 rounds, I'm not really worried about him here in 3 rounds. I think he's going to know what he has to do to manage the gas tank if this fight does get into grappling exchanges or clinch work. And if Leon is trying to get to the clinch and I know his elbow's off the break or, a signature move for him, I mean, Prates is going to be fucking dangerous in the clinch as well. So, listen, I think Prates ITD, he tends to have it happen later sometimes. So I'm not keen on like any type of round action on it. I feel like, getting him by knockout, it's probably going to be a good enough price, especially that his money line, like minus 166, the money has definitely come in on the Edwards side. But yeah, I mean, knockout plus 165, that's what I see happening more often than not. Plenty of people have hurt Edwards before. I think Prates is going to be one that can kind of find a way to put a stamp on it and get him out of there. Guru?
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting. I'm not sure exactly why any money had been coming in on Edwards, but the line holding steady has kind of made me sketched out all week. Like I felt like Prates should be like minus 300 here or something. Like he's the faster, longer shot. Right? Look at that face. I mean, I guess because you think he could wrestle, Narco. I mean, like what would be you just cage push him? It maybe just cage push him. But you got to get in close with this guy, and I don't know that he can do that. Very, very dangerous, Carlos Prates is. And it's an exciting fight, so I'm definitely really excited to watch it. I do like Prates here, but there's been nothing that's really jumped out at me too much from a betting perspective. It really hasn't. I mean, I'd Prates by knockout, no? But who knocks out Leon Edwards? Nobody. So very, very interesting. Narco, what do you think here?
Yeah, I mean it's a good fight. I mean line's coming down. It was 162. Actually, it's 162 right now. It came down on Bet Online. It's continuing to come down. A lot of people are betting Leon Edwards. Like, I guess I get it. Like from an experience standpoint, right? A lot more UFC experience. The guy has literally only been fighting 5 rounds. The one thing I will say that I don't like about Carlos Prates is every single fight, he's a very, very slow fight starter. Very, very slow. He's trying to get his reads. Last fight, obviously, he KO'd Jeff Neal with a spinning back fist, but the fight was playing pretty close in the striking prior to that. But outside of that, like every fight, he's starting slow, man. Like, Giles fight. Like, Giles fight was such a bad look. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, he's just getting teed off on by Giles, you know, not a great look. Magny was even having some success with him, you know, early in that fight, cage pushing and doing all that shit. So I guess I get why people are playing Leon Edwards. What at this point in his career, what's the motivation for Leon Edwards? You know, I don't really know.
He said he wants Prates, Gary title shot.
I will tell you one thing that I didn't like completely about Leon Edwards' last fight. Sean Brady fight, right? He's getting taken down early, whatever. Like, it's kind of like Brady's winning the minutes. I think it was in round 3. He stuffs a takedown, right? And then he decides to go for a takedown into a front headlock, gets put on his back and absolutely ravaged from there. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is he doing? Why would you try to go for a takedown against Sean Brady? Like, where is you're a veteran of the fight game. You fought all these guys. Where is the fight IQ? And then you go back and you watch the Colby fight, and Colby's fucking washed and completely out of, like, he looks like shit in that fight. Yeah, he won the fight, whatever. But does he look good in that fight? Does Edwards look good in that fight? Absolutely not. So he hasn't looked good for the past 3 fights, in my opinion. He got ragdolled by Muhammad like he wasn't even there, right? Got completely ragdolled against Brady. And then I just explained that Colby fight. So the last 3 fights, he's honestly looked like dog shit to me. I don't know if it's a motivation or it's the same fighter or what the hell, because he's not old. He's young. Well, how old is Edwards? 34 still. He's not old, you know? But I kind of feel like when you get to the top and you go down, it's so hard to pick yourself back up and try to be the same guy you were up there, right? So, yeah, I mean, even though Prates starts slow, I think he's going to, you know, he's a lot longer. I think he's going to find some big shots here. And you guys mentioned the clinch. I don't think Leon Edwards wants to be in the clinch with Prates, dude. His knees are nasty, nasty knees. He does not want to be there with him. Like, this is a typical Muay Thai fighter. Like, he wants to stand in your face, walk you down, teeps, knees. He wants to hit you with whatever he can hit you with, right? He's got way more weapons, in my opinion, than Leon Edwards does. Leon Edwards has good kicks. He's got decent hands, but Prates has everything. Knees, elbows. Obviously, we saw a spinning back fist last fight, you know. Like, he has a spinning elbow, you know, he's got everything. So kind of lean, I don't have a bet. I kind of lean Prates. If the line keeps coming in, I might have to play him, honestly. I just feel like he's the more hungrier fighter at this point. You know, even coming off the loss, he showed a lot of heart. Like, he wanted to finish Ian Gary in round. Ian Gary was crawling like a dog in round.
That was
3.
incredible.
I mean, round 5. Huh?
Yes.
That was incredible.
He was literally crawling like a dog trying to pull away. So, yeah, I mean, he implemented a perfect game plan, footwork, you know, moving around. Edwards is not going to do those. Edwards is more flat-footed. He wants to stand in front of you. Those are, like, probably bad for him, man. I think the thing is, Prates, I feel like he's more durable. I think he's the harder hitter of the two, and he just got more weapons, man. Like, if Leon is going to go out and put his wrestling shoes on, props to him. But I don't even think he's going to hold down Prates, even if he takes him down. Like, I think Prates is going to get back up.
He's physical.
So, yeah, I mean, I lane Prates here. I don't have a bet, but I do think with this line coming in, I think it's Prates or pass.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I do like Prates here. Maybe if I see after some face-offs, make sure everything's all right, I could certainly take some Prates. Maybe he is the first guy to knock him out, because the truth is like, what kind of striker has Leon Edwards faced anytime recently?
No, you're
right.
Like,
I'm waiting. Like, Nate Diaz is the best striker he's faced.
None.
Right.
Yeah, zero. Nate Diaz
Right.
is not even.
Right. Donald Cerrone is and Vicente Luque are the best knockout strikers he faced.
You know
in
what's
his entire
funny
career.
is Leon said, you know, I finally get, you know, I get a striker. I don't get a wrestler. But honestly, like, he's had a lot of success against wrestlers. What's he complaining about? He beat Usman twice. He beat Colby, you know. What is he complaining about? You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you really want a striker like this guy in front of you? I don't think so. I don't think it's I rather see him, you know, stuff takedowns and probably piece up guys, you know. Obviously the last two guys was not good, but yeah, I don't know. If he wants a striker, he's getting one. I don't know if it's a good thing for him.
I don't think so.
I think it's going to be his nightmare. All right, we're moving on. We've got Benny the Bull, Beneil Dariush versus the God of War, Benoit Saint-Denis. This one, I mean, man, I'm going back and forth. So, Narco, what do you think on this fight?
I love Beneil. He's probably my favorite fighter of all time, but
nice.
His chin is gone, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's no ways around it. Like, Moicano dropped him. Been knocked out now a couple of times in a row, getting dropped by Moicano. You see that he had to go to his wrestling against Moicano last fight in order to win the fight. Yeah. And listen, the one thing that I can't, you know, like think like Benoit Saint-Denis is not going to out-grapple Beneil Dariush. I want people to know this. Okay. He is not going to out-grapple him. That's just one thing I know, like just from watching tape. Like, if he out-grapples Beneil, I will be shocked. I will say that Beneil is completely washed. Because guy like Gamrot, who has a chain wrestler, who has infinite cardio to shoot like a million takedowns, could not out-grapple Beneil. Beneil was just Imanari rolling, getting on top, stuffing takedowns, you know, doing all the right things. You know, like, it's so hard to out-grapple Beneil Dariush. No one has. No one, if you look at his career, no one's ever top-timed Beneil Dariush. Look it up. No one's ever top-timed him. So this guy's not getting top-timed by Beneil. When I watch Saint-Denis, like, he's out-physicaling some of these guys, but then look at what Moicano did to him. Like, he wrecked him when he got on top of him. Like, absolutely wrecked him. And we just saw Beneil Dariush easily out-grapple Moicano, right? So, like, yeah, he's beating Rufi and he's beating Propolek and he's beating, you know, these guys, Moises and Bonfim. But, like, even against a guy like Matt Favola, right? Matt Favola was out-grappling him early on. Like, it just is what it is, right? But then he got head kicked into oblivion. So, I think Benoit Saint-Denis is more durable. I think he's probably the fighter more in his prime. You know, but like if this is just a grappling match, it's Benny Dariush all day and night. But I just don't think it's gonna be just a grappling match, and that's where my concern is for Benny. I think his chin is not good. You know, Benoit, Benny's the better striker. Benny's the better grappler. Period. But there's a huge difference in durability here. Like Benoit Saint-Denis is way more durable. He's got a better chin. He gets hurt, don't get me wrong, but he recovers. And Beneil's chin doesn't look right to me, man. And then what's one more important thing? Saint-Denis has nasty kicks, man. And if he throws a head kick, we already saw Beneil not react well to head kicks. So yeah, man, it's hard for me to bet Beneil because of the chin. But man, if I didn't have that issue, like 154, I think is a really good price on Beneil. Like really good. But his chin is not good, man. And I think maybe he looks good early. Maybe he's stuffing takedowns. Maybe he's counter grappling. But eventually, I do think he's going to get hit because Benoit Saint-Denis is so unpredictable and wild. And, you know, I just think he's going to land something on Beneil and he's going to drop him and it's not going to be good. So I kind of lean Saint-Denis, but I don't want to say that because I love Beneil. But I do think Saint-Denis is probably going to find a knockout, honestly. If you ask me, like, I just think if it goes to decision, Beneil is probably live to win.
Can I interest you in some Beneil decision only at plus money?
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad bet, honestly. It really isn't.
That was my
obviously Saint-Denis can win a decision. I'm not going to say he can't, but Like, what's his
Right.
decision look like? Is he like
He's never won one in his entire pro career.
Well, that's my thing. He's not top timing Beneil. So his decision would be basically he drops Beneil. Beneil kind of survives, doesn't finish him, and maybe he hurts him again and he wins around like, you know what I'm saying? That's his decision win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad bet. Decision only Beneil Dariush, because I think he has most of the decision equity.
I think so as well. I really do. And that is my thought here.
Yeah, I mean, because Beneil plus 400 on the decision, you know, if you wanted to get greedy instead Guru, your prop is a fantastic idea, because if Benny is dead on the canvas, you don't lose money, right? It's going to come back to you. So, because plus 165 on the Saint-Denis knockout.
No. Can I interest you in?
Please take me there.
I'm taking you there. How about round 1, round 2 KO for Benoit Saint-Denis plus 210?
Yeah, it's going to be chaos, or he's not going to like where he's at.
He really probably does it in round 1. I mean, actually, Benoit Saint-Denis has 3 round 2 knockouts, but Benny's been knocked out 4 times in round 1. So it's like, can he really survive to get it there? I mean, if I really was curious, if I'm going to grandma.
Ooh.
If I'm going to grandma's couch cushions, guys.
Taking a trip.
Oh, and I love that price. Benoit Saint-Denis, round 1 KO, plus 420. 420.
Oh, okay.
420, boys.
Maybe it's meant to be.
Blaze it up.
All right. So with that in mind,
please
make sure you guys did the right thing, because it would be so messed up if you came to enjoy this awesome show. It's UFC 322, right? We got the biggest card of the year. We brought in the biggest guest you could possibly imagine, right? We got NarcoCop. Like, you're getting a sneak preview. I know you're not getting the full Lambo plays today, but you're getting his breakdowns and analysis, and that is gold in its own right. You get the Guru TV, you get some nicknames, you get some grandma's couch cushions. We have a good time, right? But please support us. It costs you nothing. Hit a like, subscribe to the channel, countdown to 1,000. Please help us get there. You could be a part of making the dream happen, right? Just as hyped as we are for this card, we'd be hyped for you to join the community. Costs you nothing. And if you're crazy enough to donate to the boys, go ahead. Hit the donate link. I'm not going to stop you, but please, everything else is what I demand of you. That's just like, hey, that would be the cherry on top, right? So
listen, with the donation, with the right donation, you could get a segment of the show named after you. Like, just make the bookies pay. He gets the just make the bookies pay parlay each week, because he gave us the biggest donation we've ever gotten. I like the name. It sounds great.
Yeah. You guys are going to have to out-donate him if you want to take the spot, but we'll still include you if you want to sponsor the show. Anywho, what you guys really came here for, oh, baby, we got Big Throw Bo, Nickal, minus 205, the black belt hunter, as I
the what?
Joke on my own whole world. Rodolfo Vieira, plus 170, Bo Nickal, Big Throw Bo, minus 205. Boy, I'm having a little bit of fear.
I hate Big Throw.
You don't like it?
I think it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, but like, think about it. Like, here they are. They're standing on the feet. Bo Nickal gets the body lock in. Big Throw Bo ends in top position. Gets to the half guard or side control. Like, come on. You're not going to be excited if you had a Bo ticket and he lands a takedown?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, we'll be
pretty bad.
Yeah, we'll be hyped. But yeah, I mean, this fight truly comes down to like, how bad is Bo Nickal striking? Because Vieira, he's very meat and potatoes. You know, 1-2, 1-2, low, like not a lot of big combinations, but he'll stay busy enough, right? He figured out what doesn't gas him out. And then, you know, if this fight goes to the takedown realm, like, I got to imagine Bo's got them covered. Like, yeah, Vieira, like, oh, if you're not careful, he's going to submit you. But like, come on, like wrestler versus grappler, this is a tale as old as time. And Bo Nickal, he's not a slouch in the grappling. It's just, I'm confused. Like, you know, the Paul Craig fight, listen, that's a chance where you get to go out there and practice your striking on the job for 15 straight minutes with zero danger. And then the DeRitter fight, holy shit, he was so much smaller. And the knees to the body, like that's not, like you're not getting that type of danger from the Vieira side. Like, let's be extremely clear. Simple 1-2s and like little like blind kicks here and there. nowhere near what the threat of the clinch and the knees that he was getting from RDR. So it's not comparable. Don't bring it up. I don't want to hear about it. I think Bo Nickal, there's a chance he could get lightly out volume from distance, but he's got more power in his hands. He throws the bigger strikes. I'm pretty sure he's going to win this fight at minus 205 pretty comfortably. And the bad taste in everyone's mouth from the Reinier de Ridder experience, like he's a better price here than he was in that fight, right? Or am I wrong there? But
oh, you're wrong. I don't know.
Okay, but I mean, listen, I got to take Bo. I got to figure
way better price.
Way better price, right?
Minus 400 against the Ridder.
Thank you. And that right there tells me all I need to know. Put Bo in the make the bookies pay parlay. I'm all for it. I don't know exactly how he does it. He could knock him out. He could decisionate him. It could be a boring fight. Maybe Rodolfo gasses out and we get a little cradle and a little choke action. I doubt that part happens. But I think Bo wins way more often than not. And it's to sell people to watch, like going into the main card. Like, yeah, maybe everyone's a little sour and he's not on the main card anymore. But like, he's going to be fine. I think he's all right here. What do you think, Guru?
I'm wondering if I can go back to the well. You mentioned the Paul Craig fight. I hit Bo Nickal by decision, like plus 600.
Yes.
No, they're on it. It's plus 140. It's his way to win.
Just done it.
Yeah, gosh darn it is right. Yeah, so there's no way he pulls off a Fluffy Hernandez and gets the sub. Just because Rodolfo's never been knocked out before doesn't mean he can't be. But I don't really see it here. We haven't seen Bo Nickal really get a knockout on the UFC level. Obviously, he knocked out Val Woodburn, who is TB's favorite fighter. But I don't think he's getting a knockout here versus Rodolfo. So I do like Bo Nickal by decision at plus one, I guess plus 140 here over on FanDuel. We call that the used Corolla play. Right, TB. Right, Narco.
I was gonna say I don't do that.
What do you think? You love that used Corolla.
Narco,
you're actually more of a Honda Odyssey kind of guy.
That's right. Take me on a trip. Call me Homer. What do you got here, Narco?
Yeah, I mean, I'll disagree with one thing. I don't think Bo Nickal's the better striker. I think Vieira is the better striker of the two by a decent margin, honestly. I think Vieira's improved his striking a lot, man. Like, I did too, yeah. Even though it's 1-2 meat and potatoes, he's actually his striking has come such a long way, man. He's clearly been working a lot of striking because it looked really damn good against Tresean Gore. I mean, I know it's Tresean Gore, but it still looked good, man. It really did. Like, good striking, solid technique, throwing punches. You're laughing like you're saying 1-2, but 1-2 is works a lot in MMA, dude. Like you don't need to loop punches, throw them right down the pipe,
That's true.
So, and they were working a lot against Gore, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, I think one thing that's crazy is, Vieira's never been taken down in the UFC. I don't know if you guys knew that. He's never actually been taken down in UFC, but that's because no one tries.
Right? I was literally just about to say, who would try?
Yeah, no one tries, right? But I don't think Bo Nickal is going to be scared to try. Like I just such a high level wrestler, man. He's going to take you down. If I'm his coach, I'm going to say, hey, listen, strike for a little bit, but mix in the takedowns. Do not be stupid and just think you can outstrike this guy. Because I don't think watching the Paul Craig fight, nothing tells me that he can outstrike Rodolfo Vieira. Because Paul Craig is probably the worst striker in the fucking division. And it was outside of the leg kicks, it was semi-competitive on the feet, which is kind of embarrassing, So I don't think Bo Nickal's striking is good. I think he has probably more power just because he's more heavy-handed, being a high-level wrestler. These wrestlers kind of come with heavy hands. But I honestly think he's going to mix in takedowns here. He should, get a takedown, get to half guard. Like it's so fucking hard to sweep a high level wrestler like this. Like, I don't care how good you are, Vieira. Like, yes, you're world-class jiu-jitsu, but these guys are so top, heavy. They're so heavy on top. It's extremely hard to sweep these guys. It's extremely hard to sub these guys off the bottom. When they're on top of you, they're very, very strong. They're very physical. So I think he gets on top, half guard, and, probably rides out minutes, to be honest, throwing a little bit ground and pound. I don't think Bo Nickal is some like killer on top or anything. I don't see that. Yeah, I mean, I think Bo Nickal, I think, I haven't played it, but I think 205 is very, very fair for Bo Nickal because, with René de Ridder, yes, he's not very skilled. He's not a better grappler than Vieira, but he's a monster. He's huge. He honestly, when you look back at that fight, you watch it, you think Bo Nickal's like a 55er compared to fucking René de Ridder. He looked huge. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to go well for Bo Nickal, And then he made the mistake too. I don't know if you remember in that fight, he made that stupid mistake of what was it, where he jumped the back or something and he lost it and he ended up on bottom, which it was very stupid of him.
Yeah.
I just think he gets on top of Vieira. He does work there. I think Vieira is going to have a very, very hard time getting up against this guy, so maybe he gives up his back or something. And I don't think Bo Nickal is going to sub him or anything. It's just, I just feel like he's going to be able to ride on top. He's going to be able to win minutes. And then on the feet, Vieira is not really dangerous. That's the other thing. I don't think he carries like very big power to scare Nickal. I don't think he's very good in the clinch. He's not skilled in the clinch. That's the thing. Vieira is not a clinch guy like I will say that the way Bo Nickal just fucking folded against Ridder that's
not a great
that's the
look.
first sign of adversity for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? He quit. He literally quit. So I do hold back from betting him because of that. I don't know if this guy has it in him to fight MMA, because that's the first sign of adversity we've seen for Bo Nickal, and he folded. Like maybe Vieira gets on top somehow, What's he gonna do? Quit? Is he gonna just tap out to a sub right away? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do think Bo wins, honestly. I really, in my heart, I think he's gonna come back here. They gave him, I guess it's a decent matchup because I think he can land takedowns here. They know that, and he can stay safe on top. So, yeah, I mean, going from minus 400 against de Ridder to minus 200 against Vieira, I think it's a pretty good bargain, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's a get right spot for Bo Nickal here. Yeah, and I really
and we know the UFC loves him. I mean, at the end of the day, is Vieira going to be a champion? No, he's 36 years old, right? Yeah. He's probably on the last couple of years of his career. He's never going to be a champion. The only guy that they're trying to push here is Bo Nickal. Period.
He never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
Shout out Uncle June. All right, it's Roman Gladiator Kopylov versus RoboCop. Gregory Rodrigues minus 180 on the HoboCop side, plus 150 Kopylov. Man, I think this is going to be a very interesting fight. Guru, what do you think?
I think it's a really, really close fight in terms of how they fight and like the statistical analysis on it. I do just kind of end up favoring HoboCop in terms of cardio and just general power. But I don't know, man. I mean, it is really, really interesting, especially at the price tag. I think I just like the over 1.5 if I'm kind of going to be crazy about it. I don't really necessarily like Roman Kopylov. He's addicted to round 2 knockouts. And if you look at HoboCop, I mean, he's the fucking Terminator. It takes a ton to kill him. Like, I mean, I was on Jared Cannonier over Gregory Rodrigues, but I mean, he had to weather the storm. It had to be a 5-round fight to get there. So, sure, you can talk about him nearly getting knocked out by Jung Young Park as well. But to that point, you really have to go life and death with this guy. And I think that Roman Kopylov kind of prefers too clean of a fight in that regard as well. So he wants it more at distance. I think if Gregory Rodrigues is going to be the one to just continue to come forward. So I do like HoboCop here, and I like the over. So,
that's interesting. So, like with Kopylov, he's
right. He's gonna gas out. I had Paulo Costa plus money too.
Yes, we did. And he doesn't like pressure. He doesn't like volume. He likes a safe, comfortable kickboxing fight. And that's just not what he's going to get here. So, yeah, I favor Rodrigues more often than not. But if Kopylov had a path, it's by knockout. Like, that's like Rodrigues, that's one of his favorite pastimes is losing by knockout. So, yeah, certainly that's a path that's open for Kopylov. It's just like it usually takes him a while to get there, right? Like, he's not a big, like, oh, one punch, or like he typically like works his attrition and lands the huge head kick at some point. And I don't think he does that against Rodrigues. Like, he's going to force a war. He's going to get in the clinch. And I don't know. I'm tired of taking Rodrigues by sub and just being disappointed. And
I mean, and by the way, let's just look at who he's finished in his UFC career, right? I mean, the best one is the Chris Curtis knockout, but that's like hilarious buzzer beater at the end of round 3. Liver punch to Josh Frem, the head kick to Claudio Ribeiro, and at the wrong weight class, Punahele Soriano.
Don't you dare forget about the Chirico.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and I don't even think that Robocop is going to need the wrestling. I think his boxing and the way that he operates in the pocket could just be good enough. I'm a little scared to like fully commit to the side on his aspect. I'd much sooner take like him inside the distance than like parlay his money line, essentially. But Narco, what do you think on this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good matchup, man. I think the thing is Robocop is a bit chinny to me, man. He gets hurt in a lot of fights. He's been knocked out multiple times. The chin is just not great. And the way he fights, you need like a good chin because he likes to engage in wars. I mean, look at the fights that go to distance with this guy. Like, remember the Armin fight, the Petrosian? What a fucking bloodbath that was. Like, it was crazy. So this guy is like kind of like kill or be killed in a sense. But I do think he's very, very skilled. Don't get me wrong. He's got good striking, very, very good grappling when he goes to it. Why wouldn't you grapple Kopylov? Why would you be an idiot and not grapple Kopylov? Like,
I think he might.
Gregory Rodrigues, listen, he doesn't have a lot of takedowns in UFC, and Kopylov has shown pretty good takedown defense. But I'm almost certain if Gregory committed to takedowns, he's taking this guy down. Like, he's got good grappling, And if he gets on top, who's the only guy that really has wrestled Kopylov and kind of got to his back or something? You know who that was? Fluffy Hernandez, and he tapped in round 2 to him. Do you think Fluffy is a better jiu-jitsu guy than Gregory Rodrigues? I don't think so. I mean, Fluffy's pace is better. He's got relentless grappling, but the jiu-jitsu is not on Gregory Rodrigues' level. So I know Gregory has not gotten submissions, and it's annoying. And I think this is a spot where he could honestly get it against Kopylov. Like, who has Kopylov faced that has good jiu-jitsu? Which guy? I can't figure out any of them. None.
Josh Frem.
Yeah, Josh Frem. No, honestly, it's Anthony Hernandez, but he got subbed. He got subbed in that fight. So if Gregory Rodrigues goes to the jiu-jitsu here, I think he's going to sub him. Once upon a time, guys, a great jiu-jitsu artist in Carl Roberson subbed this guy, took his back and subbed him. I don't know if you guys remember that. The ADCC 5-time world champion Carl Roberson subbed this guy. So,
yes.
I think if Gregory's smart, he just goes to the grappling, and I do think he can sub him pretty easily, to be honest. Like, Roman Kopylov has not really faced grapplers, and people just tend to give him the fight that he wants. And one more thing that's very important. In some of these fights that Kopylov has won against other strikers, what has he done? He's grappled himself. He's grappled a lot. If you look at the fight against Cesar Almeida, what did he do in that fight? He grappled his ass off in that fight, shooting takedown after takedown. He's not going to have that out here. He's and like you said, I think TB's spot on. Kopylov is not going to get that sitting back and kick and do. No, Gregory Rodrigues is going to pressure your ass bad. And I think it's a war, to be honest. I'm surprised Guru likes over. I kind of like unders on this fight, man. Fight doesn't start round 3. You know, I think both guys can be knocked out. I think Kopylov can be subbed. There's so multitude of ways I think this fight can finish. So that's why I kind of lean more on these fight doesn't start 3, even under 1.5 at plus 130. I think the way Gregory Rodrigues fights, and it's not like Kopylov is going to just try to circle and that. No, he engages. Just look at all of his fights. He will engage in the striking. He likes striking. So, yeah, I kind of lean unders here. I can't pay 180 on Rodrigues because of his chin. Like, if I knew he's straight grappling here, he's just screw it. Wrestling choose. I'm going in. I'm taking this guy down. I'm grappling. Yes, I'm paying 180. But I don't. Rodrigues doesn't always do that. So it's like, it's a guess.
Rodrigues is just standing there. I just want to bang, bro.
Yeah.
I think he will. I think he will, though. He's been fighting in a much smarter game plan lately. If you look at his wins, right at the Denis Tullian fight, right, he goes after losing the Bruno Ferreira fight, he goes straight to the grappling. Brad Tavares, he tries to take down Brad. You can't. He's very good.
I think didn't he take down Tavares?
He tried, right? He got a couple.
He did. He took him down twice.
So that's actually already fairly impressive.
Actually, the best fight IQ fight for him was that
CLD.
Christian Leroy Duncan.
I played
a lot of wrestling in that fight.
I played him there by decision plus like 600 there as well.
Great bet.
Yeah. So, the only fight he loses again is the Jared Cannonier fight where he's winning the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you gas out from obliterating that dude and he cuts just an astronomical amount of weight. That was the 4th round at that point. Like we don't have those same things to worry about. Yeah, Rodrigues is the pick. Hobo Cop City. Let's see exactly how he gets it done. I'm leaning inside the distance prop. Beautiful. Oh, we've got cold-blooded. She's the Jersey girl, Erin Blanchfield.
The rematch that everybody's been asking for.
Yeah, Tracy La Chancla Cortez. She's going to be throwing that fucking La Chancla at you if you talk to her the wrong way. She's going to be smacking. I watched her smack fucking when her and Ortega did like the slap each other with a tortilla challenge while having water in their mouth or whatever. She's crazy, man. She will throw it at you. So be careful if you speak to her the wrong way. You'll have that little thrown in your face. Minus 250 on the Blanchfield side, plus 205 on Cortez. Yeah, the books are all over it. Like, I know the first fight was super close, but Blanchfield, she was like 20, 21 years old at that point. Cortez was a little bit deeper into her overall career, and that fight was close as hell. It could have went either way. Like, I think Blanchfield, where Cortez has developed her striking a bit more, I think Blanchfield has kind of realized, like, hey, I know my bread and butter. I'm going to get after it. And she's got decent enough striking to get there, unless she's facing, Manon Fiorot. Like, shout out, I'm so sorry, Guru, to what happened in that fight. I know the stakes that were there.
That was horrible.
As we sat at the floor seats in Atlantic City with no reception and just watched everything go to shit. But
that fucking Billy Algeo fight, Sumas fight. That fucking fight, it was just a bloodbath.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, yeah, she's, Blanchfield has had difficulties against bigger, more athletic fighters and getting the takedowns, getting the control time. But, if you're not a super, super talented striker with backwards movement and the ability to skirt away from the cage and really land like damaging blows and have elite cardio, like, I don't know, Cortez just doesn't really seem like the same fighter that honestly, she wasn't even ever that great in my mind to begin with. I tried fading her multiple times early in her career, right? Like, isn't Justine Kish or whatever landing like a knockdown at some point? I could be slightly off there, but yeah, it was Justine Kish. Thank you very much. All right, so Erin Blanchfield here, I think it's any which way. I don't think she's landing a knockout, but would I be surprised if it's a positional TKO? No. Would I be surprised if she gets a submission? No. Would I be surprised if we get 15-minute or maybe 10 out of the 15 minutes as a Blanchfield pace and pressure, monster performance? Like, she's got that dog in her. Even if she's down the first round, I don't trust Cortez to fight to the right game plan to put a stamp on it. So yeah, Blanchfield comfortably make the bookies pay parlay. The fight's most likely to go in the distance, but Grandma, can I get a little something so that I can play round 2, round 3 knockout on Erin?
Wow, I don't see that. I don't really see it.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else cute, but I feel like you just got to take her.
Yeah, I think that's fair. There's not really too much here. I think Tracy Cortez, 31 in her prime, but the Vivian Araujo fight didn't really show much to me. The Rose Namajunas fight from Erin, I think, was a bit more impressive. But that being said, the Manon Fiorot fight is not. The most impressive fight of any of these chicks at all is the Erin Blanchfield Talia Santos fight by far, right? That performance is incredible. I think that performance shows me why she's going to be able to win this fight here. It's the physicality and her willingness to brawl. Like, I just don't think that, anybody coming in with fake eyelashes on, like, just doesn't take the game seriously enough to me. So give me Erin Blanchfield by decision. The bookies are all over it, but what else can you do?
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a rematch. I mean, obviously these girls fought years ago, 6-7 years ago, whatever. I will say I think the line's a little bit wide, just because I really don't like Blanchfield's entries to wrestling. I don't think her entries are very good. I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, well, Tracy Cortez, got taken down by Rose multiple times. Yeah, but Rose's entries are way better than Blanchfield. And Rose actually has much better striking than Blanchfield. So it makes her entries a lot easier because Tracy has to worry about Rose's hands. I think Blanchfield's obviously improving a little bit with the striking, but she's still very like sloppy. I think she just kind of throws volume out there. Her defense is not very good. She gets hit flush a lot. I mean, Tracy does have decent power for the weight class. I don't think she's knocking Blanchfield out or anything, but I do think she can land the bigger strikes on the feet. So I mean, obviously, I do think Blanchfield has more paths in this fight. Just straight volume can potentially win her a decision. Obviously, getting the takedown, getting some top time can win her a decision. So she's got different ways of winning this fight. But I still think these girls are kind of close when you talk about skill level. I don't think, what's Blanchfield so much better than Tracy Cortez, right? It's not striking. It's not wrestling. It's maybe jiu-jitsu. She's much better maybe at jiu-jitsu, right? Because there's nothing really that you could say that she's way better than Tracy Cortez at. It's at the end of the day, it's also a 3-round fight. It's not, because I do think if it's 5 rounds, it's good for Blanchfield. She just has more time to potentially get a takedown. She can throw her volume. She's got very good cardio. We've seen her cardio, right? It's really good. So I kind of think this is like a 29-28 type of fight, man. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised if Cortez beat her. I really wouldn't, because I think Blanchfield's a little bit overhyped for me, man. I really do. The wrestling is just not there for me. I don't like her wrestling. So, yes, she has got good jiu-jitsu and she gets on top, gets you whatever, right? But her striking is not very good. Her wrestling is not very good. So, why is she minus 250? For what reason? I don't understand, because Tracy Cortez, at the end of the day, her only loss lately has been to Rose Namajunas, right? Rose is really good at everything. She's a really good striker. She's a really good grappler. She's just a good fighter. I don't think Blanchfield's at that level yet. So, I do think she probably wins the fight, honestly, just because I like her volume. She can mix in takedowns potentially. And Tracy, the one thing is she can get taken down. I've seen her. I don't know who it's that chick that she fought. Gatto took her down. She's been taken down, multiple times by different girls, Jasmine. So it could happen. But even Jasmine, who's very physical, right? Get takedowns and stuff. She won that fight, against Jasmine, who's extremely physical, way more physical than Blanchfield, in my opinion. So I think the line's a little bit wide. I I don't have a bet. I lean Blanchfield to win the fight, but I think the line is wide. Honestly, 250 to me it's a little too wide here.
That's respectable. That's respectable, and it's tough to really nail down exactly how it ends up happening. Guru, you're muted. I don't know if you meant to.
I mean, I would say it's absolutely too wide. If her win condition is a decision, it doesn't matter how close the decision is or not. There's 3 people whose opinion matter, and none of them are watching the fight. So, or they're influenced by the mob. So it's
beautiful. So I've got nothing here. We've got the machine, Malcolm Wellmaker versus Ethan Patrick Ewing. So that's really the best I could give you guys. The fact that I even put this graphic in instead of having the other fight with Cody, I'm always injured Haddon, who I was going to fade beautifully in this matchup, but is what it is. Guru, you didn't get to tape it, did you?
I did not.
Okay. And then Narco, did you happen to? Yeah.
No, I had a pretty decent sized bet on Wellmaker against Haddon, and it's gone to shit. I was so pissed.
Yeah.
I was driving.
Yeah.
I was driving back from the gym, coming back from the class, and people messaged me and they're like, "Hey, the fight is off." I'm like, "Whose fight?" Haddon. Haddon pulled out because he got injured. I'm like, "Injured?" He was in the fucking interview yesterday. They're asking him. He says, "Oh, I feel the best mentally and physically," and all of a sudden he's injured. What got injured? His heart? He's scared now? Like he was, to me, he was getting knocked out in this fight. Like I think he eventually came to his senses and like, you know what? This is probably not a good matchup for me because I'm probably going to go to sleep. And he decided, I doubt for 1 second this fucker's injured because yesterday, you listen to his interview, he was completely fine. How did he get injured? The same fucking driver that hit
Jared Gordon.
Jared Gordon ran over this guy's foot now? What the fuck happened? He said he broke his foot, someone said. So how the hell did you break your foot? I don't get it.
He slipped in the shower.
No. The guy that hit Jared Gordon ran over his foot.
No,
Yeah.
He was an Uber driver.
Yes, Uber driver. Definitely not.
I don't know Ethan Ewing. I don't remember him. I've taped him. I think I have taped him. From what I'm looking at his Tapology, it looks like he's a striker because he has a shit ton of knockouts. I think that's probably a bad fighter to be fighting Wellmaker. So that's all I'll say. I don't know much about him.
Under 2.5 minutes?
Maybe.
I don't know. Honestly, I
don't know.
I don't know this guy's chin or like it seems like he has a lot of power because he's knocking everybody out. So I don't know.
He's been subbed and decisionated. He beat Billy Brand, which is just like cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he knocked out Billy Brand.
I mean, dude, he's fought nobody. I mean, the level of competition is not.
I think the Santos Verdinez fight is a better win than Billy Brand because I know who that is. Santos is like relentless grappler. I guess that's a better win.
Knocks him out with a head kick in under 2 minutes there.
All right. We'll spare the people our Tapology scouting. We'll move along here. We've got the Darce Knight, Kyle Daukaus, minus 455 versus GM3, Gerald Mearshart, plus 350. He actually was on the Magic in the Arena like gambling podcast this week. So I'm
Wild.
like, what? Like,
who
what
was?
is it?
Daukaus?
Gerald.
Oh, Gerald. Okay.
Yeah. He
Why
was
is
on
he on a podcast in the middle of fight week?
I don't know.
I think because he's super cooked. And Kyle Daukaus, like, if he doesn't knock him out, I don't think he's going to submit him. But at the same time, Gerald has been subbed a few times, right? So Kyle probably by any which way he wants at this stage. His cardio is also good enough where even after struggling and defending, rear naked chokes and back takes and everything in a short notice debut versus Brendan Allen, who's like really, really good. And then Gerald Mearshart, like typically like, oh, I'm going to take over in round 3. Kyle Daukaus is the one that starts taking over Brendan Allen in round 3. So I don't have any issues with Kyle Daukaus' cardio. I think his biggest issue that he has to worry about is people that can break his face. So like Roman Dolidze broke his face. He came back against Eric Anders and his face was kind of still broken. I really think that had a big factor in playing into his finish loss in that matchup, because typically Eric Anders is not like, I know he's got solid amount of knockouts on his record, but coming back,
he came back way too early.
8 months after like orbital fracture against like a legitimate opponent. I don't love it.
He had a plate in his face.
Yeah. Not good. The Michelle Pereira fight, also, I mean, that guy, terrible. So I really was so sad that I missed out on the fade there. And at minus 455, it's like Daukaus is part of our, disgusting, greasy parlay. But I don't know, maybe a knockout prop if you want to talk to grandma. Would you be open to having a conversation? But it's only plus 175.
I mean, what's the Darce Knight? Can you get what's the sub prop?
300.
Yeah. Why not? I don't care.
How many times is Gerald by subbed?
What if I told you it was 9 fucking times? What if I told you it was more than knockout? What in the world? So
What?
Absolutely, you have to take the sub.
Yeah, but Gerald's been knocked out more by sub. Yeah.
What?
Gerald's been knocked out way more times than he's been subbed.
No, he hasn't. Gerald's been subbed way more times than he's been knocked out. I just told you that. He's been subbed 9 times. He's been KO'd 5. Isn't that insane? He's lost 20 times.
Okay. His UFC career, he only has 2 sub losses. So I mean, we're going back like ages. Like, I mean, this dude is old as hell, and he's got 57 fights in his career. Like, some of those subs had to have come when he had no idea who he was.
That is funny. He did lose to Jay Ellis, who has 16 wins and 112 losses.
Yeah,
so,
but like, I don't think you can hold against him 7 sub losses on the regional scene. I think, listen, like, yeah, it was really bad. De Ritter ended up getting him there, and Jack Hermanson got him round 1 forever ago. I think it's more likely, he's been knocked out 5 times in the UFC. He's only been subbed twice. That's my point as you're talking about his
you're right.
Fight like 500 years ago.
I mean, I think if you're going to knock out Gerald, you got to do it round 1. So I think it's Kyle Daukaus round 1 KO if you're talking to grandma.
Okay, that's respectable. Do you have anything different on the fight, though?
No, I really like Kyle Daukaus here, and this line is blowing up. I wanted to parlay him at like minus 300 or whatever. It's like minus 500 now.
All right. Nice. Narco?
Yeah, I don't have a strong take on this. I mean, we're in 2025 and Kyle Daukaus is fucking minus 500 now. What the heck is going on? But I mean, Mearshart, I don't know. He's probably 9 toes out or something. It's 37-20, 57 fights in, 3-fight losing streak. Yeah, I mean, can he somehow weather a storm early and maybe make it interesting? I don't know. There's no way I could lay minus 455 with Daukaus, honestly. Like, I know you guys said he's been knocked out by Anders and Dolice, but go watch the Greg Ellis fight too in the regionals. He got dropped. He got hurt like twice. He was like almost quitting in that fight, man. Like in round 3, I think it was. He almost quit in that fight against Greg Ellis.
Yeah, that was dangerous. That was a bad look. That was not a good
8-6, by the way. Greg Ellis. He's probably a more dangerous striker, honestly, than Mearshart is Greg Ellis. That I will say. But still, like, I just Kyle Daukaus minus 455. Fuck that. In 2025, no thank you. Like, the guy gets a knockout against Pereira, who I think should be investigated in that fight, because Pereira looked like he took a dive or quit, or I don't know what you want to call that, but that was embarrassing, to be honest. After looking at Pereira's career and how tough he is, and watching that Alex Hernandez fight in person. I mean, Anthony Hernandez, where he fucking took an absolute killing and wasn't quitting, and then just gets knocked out like that against Kyle Daukaus. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it was very weird. And now Daukaus, because of that, look at the market overreaction, guys. That's what you got to look at when you look at stuff like this. Like, he went from a plus 200 some dog to a minus 455 favorite. It's crazy because he knocked out Michelle Pereira, who, in my opinion, probably is almost done with MMA at this point. The way, he's busy partying on boats and he doesn't even care about MMA anymore. So, yeah, even though Mearshart is kind of washed, like, laying 455 with Daukaus, no, thank you. Nah, I'm not. I'd rather play Mearshart at 350, to be honest. I really do. I'd rather take the big dog. you know, because I've seen this guy get hurt against regional guys. I've seen this guy quit in the UFC, get knocked out. Like, I'm not in the business of playing this guy minus 455. Where's the minus 455 skills? Is he a great striker? No. Like, yeah, he's decent grappler, but so is Gerald Mearshart, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't really like this guy. I really, Kyle Daukaus, hopefully for my sake, I hope he just runs through Gerald Mearshart as a huge favorite against someone else next time that's semi-competent and is not as on his way out, and then I'll get to play the other guy, you know, at a big plus money. Dude, his defense, you know, Brandon R is making a good point. Forget about even the stats. Go watch his regional fights, man. He gets hit a lot.
It's true.
Yeah, but Gerald is not gonna. What is he gonna do?
What is he gonna do? Did you forget Gerald against the all-time performance against what's that? The Dagestani guy he fought. That he who was it that he fought? Let me go back. He put on a clinic. Mahmoud Muradov.
Oh my God!
Fight?
Yeah.
He put on a clinic in that fight.
That was hilarious. Against Floyd Mayweather's guy.
Yes, correct. Maybe that Gerald comes out for this fight. You never know.
That's so fucking
Oh
funny.
my God.
What a throwback.
All right. We've got, is it Pat's? Is it Gino's? It's Pat's Cheesesteaks. Sabatini versus Machine Gun Chepe Mariscal. Wow, I actually got an I like that from Guru. Look out. He's on a roll.
I love cheesesteaks, and he's from Philly. It works well.
And it's Pat's Cheesesteaks. It's one of the two staples.
I mean, yeah.
Well, you know, of like the
class. They're a little overspoken. They're okay.
Yeah.
They're pretty solid. They're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we get canceled for hot takes, minus 125 on the Sabatini side, plus 105 on the Chepe Mariscal side. I think we got a dog. I think we got a dog here.
I do hear dogs barking.
Yeah, I think Bogey's upstairs sleeping, but so it's not him.
And my cats are chirping, so it's not that.
Yeah, all right. It could be the dog in Chepe Mariscal because this guy, I mean, he just doesn't go. You know who he is? He's the Chris Padilla of this card.
Yes, sir.
This dude just doesn't go anywhere.
No,
and he's so annoying. He's solid at everything.
Look at the size of his head.
Yeah, and like honestly, he's in better shape than ever. I know. Listen, there might be a little something going on.
He's on all the substances.
Yeah, but he's on whatever I said about Zhang Weili. This guy's got it happening too. All the goods. Yeah, coming in absolute prime shape. And Pat Sabatini, if he's not wrestling here, this guy's in trouble. And even if he is wrestling, like I don't think Chepe really is that bad of a wrestler defensively. I know some things have happened in the past, right? I think actually, Narco, you're one of the people that have spoken about what happened on the regional scene in that Sean Soriano fight. So I'll save that for you. But yeah, ultimately, I just think Chepe is going to put it on him here. Whether it's a knockout or maybe he carries him to decision like the Renato Moicano fight. But his judo background makes it very difficult to destabilize like his balance. And he gets these throws that are so explosive because his hips are so good. And that's where Sabatini might run into trouble, like trying to engage in these takedowns in the clinch. And he could just end up getting tossed and like hit with a knee, hit with an elbow.
I just think he can get hurt, man.
Yeah, the entire time. And listen, I mean, the fight that he had, I mean, it was a beautiful win against Joanderson Brito, but that guy's got absolutely nothing.
Picked him there.
Yeah.
He's got no defensive grappling. That's why I picked him. Everybody thinks he's going to hurt him. I'm like, this dude's not Mike Tyson. He's like minus 250. I'm like, this guy's not minus fucking Mike Tyson. He's not knocking him out. And then he beats Jonathan Pierce as a dog. I picked him there too because I'm like, this is just a grappler versus submission guy. He's going to be able to. I mean, and he's actually even the better. I just really meant that he's the better submission guy and the better wrestler, and he showed that. You know, getting knocked out by Diego Lopez is fine. It's the one versus Damon Jackson is terrible. But Damon Jackson, if you remember, had just lost his brother. He came out and fucking killed him. So, yeah. Just and then obviously maybe he's just had some gym stuff. He just doesn't really have a great chin, obviously. So, But I think Chepe can hurt him, and I also think Chepe can win a decision.
Narco?
Yeah, I mean, Chepe is my guy. Actually, I like Chepe. I think he's well rounded. You know, great attributes, great cardio, great durability. You know, he's got a complete MMA game. I think, you know, his striking is very serviceable. And then, you know, he has a judo black belt, a jiu-jitsu black belt, so he's good everywhere. I know Pat Sabatini in that fight against, you mentioned, against Chepe, in that fight he fought Soriano. I think he was hurt for that fight, honestly. The way he was getting ragdolled by Sean Soriano, who's a striker.
Yeah.
He was that, you could see, like, he wasn't even fighting off takedowns. He was just like going to the ground. He looked like he was hurt. For the most part, like, it's not easy to take him down, but even harder, it's harder to hold him down. Like, he's such a good scrambler. He's obviously a very, you know, all judo guys have extremely good hips. You know, their hips are really good. And in the, you know, this is a rematch. I don't know if you guys knew that, but this is a rematch between these guys. They fought before.
What?
Yeah, this is a rematch.
Shit.
So in that fight, if you go back and watch that fight, Chepe won by split. I think lean Sabatini won the fight. There's a ton of grappling in that fight, back and forth. You know, a lot of Sabatini takedowns. There were scrambles, reversals from Mariscal. But the one thing that Mariscal did in that fight is when he got the reversal, he wanted nothing to do with the grappling. He got up. He didn't want to stay in the guard. He didn't want to mess around with that, right? So it was a smart move from him.
Good man.
But like, the more I looked at this fight, and it's like, how does this fight play out, right? Like, what do we think happens in this fight? And honestly, the common denominator with Chepe Mariscal is every single fight of his. There's not one fight you can go to that there's not a lot of grappling, a lot of back and forth, scrambling, stuff. Like, every single fight of his happens like that. And I think, to his detriment in this fight, he's too willing to engage in grappling. He's way too willing. And I think from the fight that they fought before compared to now, the guy that's leveled up his jiu-jitsu and grappling, in my opinion, is Pat Sabatini by a big margin, man. Like, he's been competing a shit ton in grappling, man. Like, just an insane amount, honestly. If you look at it, like, he's just grappling competitions left, right, and center, you know, whenever he's not fighting. So, like, I love Mariscal. Listen, I love this guy. I always play him. But I truly think this fight plays out in grappling a lot. And the other thing with Mariscal is, like, yes, Pat Sabatini got knocked out by Damon Jackson. It was a knee. He landed a knee and then followed up on him. But I don't really think Mariscal has a lot of power in his hands, man. He had fucking Damon Jackson on death's door and couldn't finish him. Like, that was so upsetting. I had him in rounds 2 and 3 there, and he doesn't finish. Then he had Ricardo Ramos, who's the biggest flake, and he couldn't finish him in round 2. It just pissed me off. I'm like, dude, how are you not finishing these guys? But at the end of the day, Chepe's not really a big, powerful guy. He doesn't throw big shots, right? He's going to break you attritionally, right? A lot of volume. He's going to keep coming. So I like Pat Sabatini here. I just think that this is going to play out in the grappling way more often than not. And I think the better grappler is Pat Sabatini. I just can't, like, for me, a Chepe Mariscal win is, like, most likely a decision, in my opinion. But I honestly think, I know Chepe's never been subbed, but I think he can get subbed here by Pat Sabatini. So, and I know you guys mentioned the Brito fight, man, but Brito is very physical and strong. Like, he just is. Go back and look at the Diego Lopez. Look at what he did to Diego Lopez in that fight. Just ragdolled him, right? In the Dana White's Contender Series. Whatever you want to say about Brito is, he's extremely strong. And what Pat Sabatini did to him in that fight, just completely ragdolled him the entire fight, is pretty damn impressive to me. So, yes, Sabatini, I agree with you guys. He could potentially flake out. You know, like that's the one thing. But, like, Chepe doesn't show me a lot of power. Chepe is too willing to engage in grappling. And if that's the case, I have to go with my guy, Pat Sabatini here. I honestly think submission is very, very, I was surprised to see it 6-1. I think it's very live. I'll tell you guys this. I think Pat can sub anybody.
That's true. And listen, on any given day, you get the right scramble. I think Chepe is going to be prepared for those exchanges, but it is a good look given that we are probably going to see a good enough amount of grappling there. I'm sitting on the dog shot though. We're staying on it.
It is too much grappling to engage in, and I do think that is very, very much true.
Oh my god.
Pat, what the fuck?
That's so good. All right. We're moving on. We got Angela Overkill Hill. That last nickname maybe it was like Angela's nickname. Maybe it was Overkill, but I liked it. Versus the Archangel, Fatima Klein, minus 520. Holy gosh. I mean, yeah, I know who I think is going to win here, but man, that is disgusting price at minus 520. But Klein should, listen, I think she has enough striking in combination. She's going to have a little bit more power at this stage. She does have the wrestling and grappling in her back pocket, but I could see her pulling a Lupi Godinez and just going out here and striking for 3 rounds with Angela Hill. I don't necessarily fully trust the fight IQ. She goes 0 for 2 on takedowns against Super Melly. Like, there's a lot that makes me say, okay, no minus 520 on Fatima Klein, but she's still my pick. I think she is the better fighter at this stage. And Hill, she's probably going to look a bit like Tisha Pennington did last week. Uninspired, not enough juice, just a step slow and not enough power.
I would 100% agree with that exact take. That's kind of exactly how I feel. She's going to be a step behind. The price is interesting, especially when, again, this fight's probably going to go the distance, and the only 3 people's opinion who matters are not watching the fight. So it could be a split, could go either way. But, I mean, I expect Klein to get the grappling going. And, I mean, I guess she could get a submission. That would be interesting. It's the only way that I would imagine that she covers her line equity here, other than, I suppose, just laying on top of her for 15 minutes. I guess I'm gonna go Angie because
Okay.
at least she's into dudes.
Is it a rumor? Is it the truth? We need to know, Fatima Klein. What's going on?
What do you mean? She's dating Erin Blanchfield.
I don't know if is it fully confirmed?
Of course.
I think so. Yeah. He's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're on the same card, which is interesting. So maybe they're in a parlay.
I thought that they were just training partners and people were getting it a little.
Oh, they're training in more places than the gym.
It says no. AI tells me no, that they are just close friends and training partners. And they've publicly discussed their professional relationship as teammates, and there is no evidence to support a romantic relationship as spoken about on Reddit. This is AI though, so you can't fully trust it at full glance, right? There's no evidence, no social media posts, no public statements, no pictures.
You know what? You know what we have that ChatGPT doesn't have?
A brain,
intuition, something a human only has.
All right. Well, it could be, it could not be though.
Honestly, actually, TP is right. I saw
yeah, Erin's got a boyfriend, right?
No.
Oh,
Fatima actually has a picture with a girl that's pregnant, putting her hand on it. It says double the love. So it's
I think not Erin. Wow. I'm telling you, I fight for my right.
It's on her Facebook page, actually.
Damn, I slandered her, man.
And she put double the love, and she has. This was October 13, 2024. It looks like she's had a kid. So
I was close. Maybe they hooked up at some point.
You were all over it, Guru. I don't think you've ever been more right.
Certainly not tonight, anyway.
All right, so we got a little off the rails. Did everyone get Guru? It started with the Dan Tom question. So you were finishing your breakdown. Thank you, Dan Tom, for taking us there. But shout out to the dog. He's the man. But Guru, what else? Anything before we pass it off to Narco to close this?
What's the split decision prop? It's an Angela Hill fight.
Yeah.
Shout out to Timmy T.
Yeah. Narco, what do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that stuck out to me with Fatima Klein that I wasn't impressed with is her physicality. Melly Martinez is probably one of the more noodle type of girls at this weight class. And she just couldn't, like, even when she had clinched her, Melly was easily brushing her off and circling away. So like that was not a good look. Victoria Dudakova, who's, a little bit on the physical side, was able to have some success taking down Fatima Klein. So I do think her physicality is a little bit suspect right now. But like Angie Hill is fucking 40, gonna turn 41 years old at 115. Like, that's not good. That can't be good for her body, cutting to 115 at 41 years old. At the end of the day, Fatima Klein, she's a good striker. I like her. I think her striking is decent. I think she's going to be the faster girl. She's the more fresh girl. She's a lot younger. You're talking about a 15-year age gap, which is insane. So yeah, I mean, is she minus 520? I don't know about that, but like, how does Angie Hill win? Like, maybe more volume somehow, and this fight stays upright, and Fatima Klein decides she's the best striker in the world because she head kicked Melly Martinez last time, and she's not going to go to any type of grappling and just strike with Angela Hill and maybe give her a chance. Because one thing I will tell you for sure is when Fatima Klein was getting into the clinch with Melly Martinez and Melly was easily pushing her away and circling off, like, Angie Hill is good in the clinch. She's going to knee you. She's really good there. She has the Muay Thai background. She's really, really good in the clinch. So she can make Fatima Klein pay there, in the clinch. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. 520 is insane to me. I can't play that price, on these type of fights. But at the end of the day, Fatima Klein should win this fight. Like, maybe she's a minus, 300, but 520, I can't get to. It's way too big.
What does it really give you at that point, All right, we've got the Hunter by Sangur Susurkayev, minus 1050, versus Eric Professor Mechanico. Shout out to Harry Potter, because it's time for the Professor. Plus 675. I also think the Professor is probably going to get knocked out probably early on. He doesn't respond well to strikes. He's not necessarily the fastest, and he's not necessarily the best fighter. But, if he does get his chance to start mixing it up, putting on the heat, even then, like, he just doesn't really put a stamp on fights sometimes, especially at the UFC level.
Listen, he will always have a special place in my heart for winning that split decision at plus 170. I mean, that was just incredible stuff. But in this fight here, I don't think he's got anything for him. What's Susu round 1, round 2? Can we get that? He's minus 1050. I mean, we can't even get that.
I like this round 2 idea, honestly.
Round 2.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. And I'll take round 2 in general instead of getting too cute with the knockout or the KO option if you had to,
I like that idea.
So if you wanted knockout, round 1, round 2 is minus 175. The sub is plus 700, and the sub is what he got his last fight. So go figure, huh? Yeah. Round 1, round 2 is just a terrible price. So
what about just 2? What about 2-3? What if we just need him to fight for 5 minutes?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just don't love how. I mean, listen. Is the
brother,
price right?
Susu 2-3 KO is plus 410, and the sub is 2,200. You gotta fight. You gotta fight for 5 minutes.
Done worse things for a couple dollars, so you might as well. From minus 1050, and this is someone that I think could take his time and play with his food a little bit. So you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I love it. I think he's got to fight for 5 minutes. I mean, even the over 1.5 is juiced plus crazy, plus 190. That's
crazy.
Nuts.
Oh my gosh. Narco, what do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, I want to fade this guy eventually. I'll tell you guys that.
It's coming. The
fade is coming. I put a tweet out. I said, hot take. This guy thinks he's a lot better than what he really is, the Susurkayev guy. I watch his tape, and I kind of think this guy is allergic to getting hit. He doesn't like getting hit. His reactions are not good when he gets hit. forget about the last Nolan fight. I just think in other fights, he doesn't look like he likes to get hit. He gets clinched up, held on the fence for minutes on end. He's not like circling away. He's just sitting there. He's doing all kinds of faces, taunting. He does a lot of that shit. He plays around a whole heck of a lot in the cage. And you saw last time against a 170 pounder in Eric Nolan. That guy's not an 85er in Eric Nolan. Came in there and rocked his ass and put him on skates. And Nolan took that fight on literally like a couple days notice. I know everybody's like, well, Susurkayev took it on 4 days notice. Yeah, Nolan took it on 2 days notice. You know what I'm saying? It's like the guy probably came off his couch to fight. So I think this Susurkayev honestly thinks he's a lot. Listen, I will say he's a very skilled fighter. I think he has nice like variety in the striking. I think he's got way better kicks than his hands. And I think he can grapple. But he's also can get grappled. Like I watched a fight against that guy. What the heck is his name? He's got like similar first and last names that fought him. And he was dragging him. He was literally dragging him across the cage. That's how tired Susurkayev was in round 2. It's the Shane Sabinski fight. He's literally grabbing him like from his neck and pulling him, dragging him in the middle of the cage. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And Susurkayev that time when that was happening, he's like smiling and laughing. And it's like, bro, like you understand when this happens with a good fighter, you're going to get destroyed. This is not a joke. So, yeah, I mean, Makhachev just doesn't throw enough. His chin is very questionable. Like, I can't play him here, but like this Susurkayev is going to get got. It's just a matter of we need the right guy. And Makhachev is not the right guy.
No.
But would it shock me if Makhachev hurt him too? No, absolutely not. I don't think this guy likes getting hit, and he gets hurt. I think his chin is probably not very good either. So
you think we have a chance at our 2-3?
Yeah, I actually think 2-3 is really good because the way Makhachev fights is negative, right? He's a negative type of fighter. He throws low volume. He's more defensive minded. He's on the back foot. Susurkayev is not like some huge killer that comes forward, has huge power. No, he's timing you. He's countering you. He's looking for the perfect shots. So, yeah, I do think this fight can tend. Honestly, I lean over more than the under in this fight just because of, even though you look at Makhachev, right, and he got finished in his last fight against or 2 fights ago against Ruzaboyev, but Ruzaboyev hits way harder than Susurkayev with hands. Yeah, way harder. So, yeah, I mean, and that went into round 2, and it was a weird shot. Like it was kind of like one of those equilibrium shots that landed, and Makhachev was like all over the place, and then he finished him. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of lean, round 2, round 3, even Susurkayev potentially.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's
what I was. That's exactly what I was saying. Love it. Finally got there.
We made it just in time for the holidays. Slava Claus is coming to visit your local MS at Madison Square Garden. Vyacheslav Borshev plus 140 fighting Jaguar Mateusz Camilo minus 166. And this fight is just like, is Slava going to have enough success in the stand-up where he should be the clearly better striker? Or do we see Slava get taken down and washed on the mat again in true Slava fashion? The answer is probably yes. Camilo, are you going to gas out? Yeah, flashing. Are you going to gas out Mateusz Camilo? Because he ends up gassing out bad versus Gabe Green in his debut. But in this matchup, like I think Slava's just going to let him get there. If you're landing a couple takedowns versus Gabe Green and having success and getting a triangle choke in before the end of the first round and almost, having XYZ happen, I got good feelings that, Camilo is going to have success.
It was not a fair fight for Mateusz Camilo. Not only was he fighting Gabe Green, but he was also fighting Jesus in that fight.
Yeah, that's
very difficult. You cannot go against the new pastor in Gabe Green.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like Camilo.
That's funny though, but now he's facing another mythical figure in the Catholic religion in Mateusz Camilo. I mean, in Slava Borshev in Slava Claus. Very dangerous to be fighting Santa Claus and Jesus in back-to-back fights. It's a tough task.
Very difficult.
Very, very difficult. No, I would have to agree, TB. I actually think he might even be able to get the. He hasn't really been able to do it before. He could get a KO too. I kind of just would be interested in the finish, even though Slava's still yet to be KO'd. But his chin is there. It's been waiting to be big clipped. But I'm not interested in the dog here. That's certainly for sure. Narco, did anything jump out at you in this one? Because this is a weird one.
Yeah, I mean, I think Camillo has way more ways to win. I think Camillo is 10 years younger. I think he's the fighter that's going to be improving. He's at Syndicate or Extreme. I'm sorry. He's at Extreme Couture. He's improving. He's physically improving his body. Last fight against Gabe Green, Gabe Green came down from 170. So he's going to be a big 55er, strong guy in Gabe Green who can also grapple and strike. So, I mean, he almost found a finish there, like with that triangle. And then he completely fell off the cliff and gassed out. I will say, I don't know how much this has to do with it, because even in his fights before, I kind of think his cardio is very iffy. He said he had surgery, a deviated septum surgery, which if you've ever had a deviated septum, basically it's broken. Your nose is broken inside and it blocks one side of your nose where your breathing is not really good. So, I mean, that could be. I used to have a deviated septum. It fucking sucks. You can't breathe well. So I don't know if that's why his cardio was bad, but it's a guess. He did have the surgery. Also, he is the guy that was training for a fight. Remember, this guy was booked in Qatar or wherever it was, Abu Dhabi, and Al Sawadi pulled out. What I didn't know and I found out is that immediately when the fight was pulled off, they immediately booked him for a fight. I'm not sure whether it was Slava or someone else, but he said, his coach or his manager, Jason House, said in that same post when he said our fight's canceled, he said, but the UFC immediately rebooked us for November for this card in MSG. So maybe Slava knew from then, or he was booked against someone else. I don't know, but he's known of this fight. I think he's the guy that's way more prepared for this fight, right? He's been training in a training camp. Slava's taken this on short notice, whether it was October 25th when he was notified. It's still a month, less than a month. So Matias Camilo, to me, younger, more paths of victory. I think he can KO Slava. Slava's getting hurt in every single damn fight. Every fight. Even Chase Hooper dropped this guy, right? And Camillo hits very hard. From what I read online about him, like there was some stuff from his gym. This guy hits extremely hard, apparently. So he's got power in his hands. He's got jiu-jitsu. It's a matter of the cardio aspect. Like if Slava's surviving, right? Kind of what Gabe Green did. If Slava survives, which we know he can, is this guy going to break again? Camilo, right? That's the question.
Good question.
But I lean Camilo, man. Like I just think the younger guy with more paths of victory. Slava's just gonna go in there and just chuck, and he's a really good striker. But his defensively, he's flawed too, man. For being such a high level kickboxer, he gets hit a shit ton and gets dropped and hurt, and like every fight, including regional. So yeah, I have to go with the younger guy in Camilo. I don't have a bet, but this line seems to be coming in, and people seem to like Slava apparently, because he's minus 154 right now in draft on FanDuel, is Camilo. So I'm starting to get interested in Mateus Camilo because my Wellmaker bet is gone.
Yeah, right. Now we gotta replace. So before we do the final closeout, Snoop is bringing new breaking news to the table. Apparently, the woman in said Facebook post is Fatima Klein's sister. What? Crazy twist. It's still unknown. We have no confirmation or true denial. So
that's a weird picture. Why would she put her hand on the baby and say double love? It's such a weird
because twins, I guess. Because maybe I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe twins. You're right. Maybe she means double love with twins. I don't know.
Oh my
it's
God.
weird. Kind of a
Snoop.
weird.
Snoop, you're the goat for even figuring that all out. But yeah, all right. So thank you so much to everybody. I mean, having Narco on for the biggest pay-per-view of the year, I know you people absolutely appreciated that. So make sure you do the right thing for us. Subscribe to our channel. Costs you nothing. You get amazing guests. You get great free picks constantly. We have an awesome time. And, you know, we love doing it. So make sure you join the community. Before we pass it off to the guru for a proper closeout, Narco, what do you got to say to the people?
Yeah, I don't have much to say. They should subscribe to the channel. They should hit you guys up to 1K. You guys deserve it. You guys been grinding for a while now. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Appreciate for having me. It's NarcoCop on Twitter, NarcoCop MMA for my YouTube channel. I go live tomorrow. It is at 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow because of the stupid time change. But yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern. Lambo Place podcast, me and Timothy Troiano. I don't know if we're going to have a guest tomorrow. Probably not. Those shows run way too long. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Good luck to everybody this weekend.
Seriously, Narco, thank you so much for your time. Guys, go check out NarcoCop's Discord. We do not plug paid stuff generally. If you're going to spend money on somebody's bets, I think paying for NarcoCop is a very good investment. Go check that out. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We will be back next week. UFC Qatar, going to be fantastic. Really, really excited to break that down as well with Brady, DFS by the numbers. It'll be excellent. Guys, make sure you're following my fantastic co-host, TV Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Instagram, Ticket, Tapology, and BetMMA. You can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Instagram, Picket, Verdict, Tapology, MMA. Out there, and let's make some money. Madison Square Garden.